All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Let's take a quick peek at some bridge quarterback options for the Vikings.
And if you want to bridge yourself to a wonderful Valentine's Day, guys, get yourself the Happy Nuts Lumberjack right here. There is a link in the description. $30 now to the end of the month. Just got a few days left. Valentine's Day is coming up. Get trimmed up for that special night.
Yeah, you can shave your bridge. Male, female, you have a bridge. Some call it a taint. But there you have it. Let's talk bridge quarterbacks. I don't know how I feel about the old bridge quarterback, but it's definitely something that is on the table. And the definition of a bridge quarterback. Quarterbacks that aren't franchise guys, but they're good enough to carry your team long enough until you find a quarterback.
Yeah, and I like the idea of a bridge quarterback if we know we have the young guy on the bench. I mean, that's fine. I can put up a year with some shitty quarterback play, knowing that the solution is just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I would actually be fine with it, even if we didn't have him yet. Like,
Wow.
I think a bridge option is definitely on the table. I mean, I think it's like 50-50. We have some weird crusty, and we're going to talk about 5 of them, by the way.
Yeah, and according to that definition, Nick Mullins does not fit because you can't win with Nick Mullins.
All right, well, let's talk about some guys that you can or can't win with. Bridge quarterbacks isn't a given that you can win, and let's start with one that you may not win with. But that's Sam freaking Darnold. Sam Darnold, 26 years old, 59.7 completion percentage, started 56 games, has bounced around, but he hasn't been good when he's bounced around.
Yeah, you like the 63 touchdowns of 56 interceptions, but shit, that's a lot of interceptions. The completion percentage, not great, but he's 26 years old. He was a top 3 pick? Is that where he ended up going back in the day?
Darnold.
So there's talent there, just has not come together for old Sam Darnold. And I don't know how many games you could win with him.
I don't know. The thing with him is, I mean, you read about it all the time. He's got the arm strength. He's got everything that you would want in a quarterback. He just hasn't been good in the NFL. And when you look at it, 4 head coaches, 5 offensive coordinators. I mean, the dude hasn't really stood a chance. He went to the Jets, then the Panthers, and he's back. I mean, this was probably best case scenario. Go to the Niners, get in that culture. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what people pay him, if anything, this offseason. He's a free agent.
And coming here, he'd never have weapons. He's never had weapons before like there is here in Minnesota.
Hell yes. If Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins can throw some touchdowns, Sam Darnold sure the hell can. And I think this is the least chance out of these guys that he's brought in to actually start. He's a guy that's going to be like competing for backup. But Kwesi does like those young guys.
He does. And I don't know if I would say that too often.
All right, Drew Lock, 27 years old, and this isn't a misprint. He has the exact same career completion percentage.
I'm surprised he's that old. I thought he was younger. I like Drew Lock. I don't know. The dude just seems like a lot of fun out there. He's always smiling. He's like singing songs on the sidelines. Playing the field, been up and down, but again, I want to say he's young. I thought he was like 25. He can take off. He can run a little bit, but I wouldn't hate Drew Lock. I could be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I like Drew Lock. I don't care if he's singing or dancing. I just want him to win some effing games. I mean, if our backup's singing and dancing, that's great. But Drew Lock, he's kind of like Sam Darnold. He's kind of bounced around. He hasn't had that much of a chance. Supposed to be this fantastic quarterback coming out of college and just hasn't put it together.
Yeah, and he hasn't had a ton of opportunities. I mean, he was Denver. He was in and out of that job, and then he went to Seattle. Basically, he actually lost it out to Geno Smith, who all of a sudden had this resurgence. So I think there's still some untapped potential here with Drew Lock.
I'd be curious to see what Drew Lock would do if he started an entire season with a team like the Vikings that has those weapons, like you said. So I do like me some Drew Lock. Let's go to another option. Let's go to the old man Withers. Ryan Tannehill just played a ton.
Shit, I knew he was old. I didn't realize he was 35. Ryan Tannehill. I'm not going to call him a winner, but he kind of is. I mean, he goes to the Titans, ends up winning that job, and everybody figured his career was over. He can sling it. He's still a little bit of mobility in that old body, but Tannehill, I mean, just you talk about a veteran quarterback who can win you some games. This definitely fits the description, and nothing's going to really phase him. He's seen it all.
Yeah, I mean, out of the guys we've mentioned so far, Tannehill would be the one that, like, if you want to win some games, if you still think you can make the playoffs, compete. I mean, look at Joe Flacco this year. Look at some of these older guys that have done it. And there's another guy on this list that we'll talk about too. But Tannehill would be like, hey, here's a 1-year deal. He might want to go somewhere where he's for sure going to start. He's probably not going to want to go back up for the Broncos or wherever the hell. Like, we could give him a chance to start, pay him some decent money, maybe get a dub. 4-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, Florida's defense coming back, add some pieces to that. You got the weapons here. I think you could definitely have enough on offense to compete.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to remember there's a reason these teams probably aren't bringing these guys back, though.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah. Gardner Minshew, make the
Yeah.
dream come true. We wanted this
Hell
guy.
yeah.
He's still only 27. Now, this is a guy that I thought was probably like 29, 30 years old.
Minshew mania. We've been actually calling for Minshew mania to come Minnesota for quite a while. Look, he's got Min in his last name. It's a perfect fit. But he has proven as a backup he can come in and win games. 7-6 as a cold starter. Got him they were in the playoffs or they just missed? They got in, didn't they?
Missed.
No, they missed. They just missed. But they're right there on the edge and they're fighting till the end. So yeah, Minshew could come in. You can win games with him.
We talked about bringing him in as a backup last year quite a few times. If we would have had Minshew this year, when Cousins went down, we make the playoffs 100%. Yep. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Again, there's nothing really physically that's going to stand out for Minshew, but for some reason, the dude just wins football games. He's got some balls on him.
He protects the ball. He doesn't have a ton of turnovers. And he's a guy that, again, he's like the perfect bridge quarterback in my mind. Like, he's going to bounce around. And this dude will probably play for 3 or 4 more teams. But the Colts, they probably want to bring him back.
I would if I was the Colts. Why the hell wouldn't you?
All right, let's go to the last one where the more I think about it, this guy probably really isn't considered a bridge quarterback. I mean, he had such a good year.
Yeah.
He only made $4 million this year. Somebody's going to pay him to be probably the guy.
I've seen some of these projected contracts for Mayfield, and they're insane. They're almost right up there with what Cousins is supposed to be projected to make. To me, I kind of feel like Baker Mayfield kind of caught the Case Keenum from 2017, like where he just kind of got hot and stayed hot and was working. I mean, Baker Mayfield's been on 6 different teams, so we know there's some issues there with his game, but he found it this year with the Bucs. And does it mean it's going to continue? I don't know. I think he kind of just got hot and needs to make himself some money because of it.
Yeah, I think this is his moment. Like, he's proven, like, look, I can still play in this league. I'm still actually pretty damn good. Led a team deep into the playoffs. He's going to be looking to make some money, and I bet the Bucs throw some money at him. But I just don't know if he fits the mold as a bridge quarter. I think you'd be like, he's your quarterback.
I think he costs you too much. And, I do like his swagger. I mean, the dude gets his teammates fired up. He'll say anything to the opponents. So you like that about Mayfield. I remember, he was even saying Brian Murphy about that stiff arm he gave him. He was giving him some shit.
I forgot he played for the Rams. Yeah. Browns, Panthers, Rams, Bucks. Baker Mayfield. He's the type of quarterback that you love if he was on your team, but you hate if you're going against him because he's just cocky and just real pain in the buttocks.
Unless he's being back to a bad Baker, then you love that he's on their team.
And there's a lot of other guys. There's a lot of quarterbacks. So Jameis Winston,
he'd be fun.
I mean, who else was there? There's quite a few quarterbacks out there.
There was actually a ton of options. So the Vikings, if they don't get Kirk Cousins, they can definitely find somebody that can sustain them for maybe a year or two.
Yeah, I mean, I would love us to draft a young quarterback. We don't have to throw him into the wolves. So these are 5 options. Let us know if any of these tickle your parts. Or if you got another guy that you want to throw on the list.
Yeah, and remember this, guys, when you think about tickling your parts, Eastern gray kangaroos have a penis that is located below and behind their scrotum, just like one.